Hello, my name is Shobhik Raichaudhuri. Welcome to our channel Srishti Anande, which means joy of creation of nature. I often get requests on how to go to Rajarhat Birding area. So this particular YouTube post we are making to help people find it out. Let's see. Pecha Moor or Owl Moor. This is the entry point for the Rajarhat Birding hotspot 1. You see the road in front of me, which goes all the way up to a place called Dead End, which means that the road ends there. We will take that road, but let's see how do you come in here. If I turn left, you see the road that goes all the way up to the Mongaldip crossing. Earlier used to be called Akankha Moor, and that road goes to Haldiram to VIP Road. So that's on the left. If you're coming from Damdam or Barasat or northern side of Calcutta, that's the road you will take to come. On the right, the road goes to Narkol Bagan, and from there it goes all the way up to Chingri Hata. So if you're coming from south side of Calcutta, you will take Chingri Hata, then to Bishwa Bangla Sharoni, then Narkol Bagan, and then to this place. You can see on the far western buildings and also the business park. As you can see on the far, the eco park. On the right hand side is the other owl. The road that goes all the way to the dead end. Behind me is the Pecha Moor. So you have to take the road all the way to the end. While walking, you can see on the right hand side there is a service road. I would suggest that if the road is walkable condition, take that road, because there is a grassland next to it where you can see a lot of birds in the early morning. And in fact, these trees I have seen shikra a couple of times in the past. So when I'm walking, I typically walk through this service road. Don't take the main road, because very often I find a lot of birds on this area. So we walk through that road. All the way is the Owl Moor, where we started our journey, and this is an important intersection. You can see some of the sadistic statues. I don't know what they mean. You know, the people are pulled in chain. Pretty depressing. I don't know why they put it in. So behind this side is the High Court. And this road goes all the way to Unitech InfoSpace, EcoSpace and all. And this road goes to Akankha and Mongaldip, then all the way towards the airport Haldiram. So right in front of me is the dead end that I keep talking, and right behind me is the Owl Moor. And this is the main birding area for Rajarhat. So on the right, this used to be a pretty rich habitat until maybe 4 or 5 months back, like August, September of 2019. It was full of trees and bush, and used to see a lesser kokal here quite often. Now since then it's been clean, but you might still find some warblers, and blue throat is also not uncommon here. You'll see this pond, which is pretty good for fish and tail jacana, especially during the plumage during monsoon season. Now standing at the end, which is called Dead End, and as you can see that it is called Dead End because the road ends here. In front there's a marsh area, I think, which provides the main food supply for most of the birds that comes in. It's partially accessible. On the right hand side, this field which gets full of tall grasses during monsoon, and you can see a lot of watercock on that area. And this is also the area where you can find the blue throat. Earlier used to get ruby throat as well, but I think now it's pretty much gone. On the left side used to be the old Munia place, but they kept on burning the grass. So this year we did not find too much of a Munia there. There's a picnic type going on behind the scene. As you can see, the music being played maybe as a background score. So this area used to be full of tall grasses and full of Munia, and majority of the pictures of the Munia, the award-winning pictures, several different photographers have taken, were essentially captured here. Not only this place, there are other places also we can find, but this year the response was not that good. You can find, I've seen black bittern here, if you pay careful attention in the early morning and end of the day. The challenge here is that this is facing east. So behind, right in front is the east. So in the early morning you will get a lot of silhouette here. But if you come in the evening, it's a very nice view, and you'll also see a lot of watercock. I think this is one of the area where you see watercock, all kinds of bittern. You'll see a lot of flight shots of the yellow bittern, then cinnamon bittern. This year there were some days where I've seen like 6-7 cinnamon bitterns flight shots, but was very common during monsoon season. If you decide to enter this grassland, I would make 2 requests. One is be mindful about the nest, because it's an habitat. You might step onto the nest of the small birds, like especially red munia, red avadavit, and that might destroy. Interestingly, we have a paddy-filled pipit. We also find Richard's pipit here, but ID is a different game. So that's the first advice. Be careful that you are not stepping into their habitat. And second thing is, this area also has, in fact, entire Rajarhat has a lot of Russell's viper. It's a highly poisonous snake. Be careful about it, and have a gumboot, but I'm not sure whether gumboot will be a full protection or not. So we have come towards the left side from the dead end. The buildings on the right are like Sunrise Point, Highland Willows and others. And the road goes all the way to Eco-Urban Village. And if you see the left, there's a road coming in. The first left once you take the road. This is a new spot in 2019. We saw a lot of munia here. Okay. And also people found out ruby throat. And we also saw the blue rock thrush on this area only. So I've taken a right turn from that crossing, and the High Court is on the right, and this road that goes straight is one of the area that you must go. You'll see a lot of warblers on the babla trees mostly, and there's a pretty nice habitat on the right. We'll see it in a minute. In the back you can see the financial center, and this is the habitat that I was talking about. It's shrinking, but it's still rich enough to give you quite a few shots. I've seen a lot of snipes in this area. Again, watercock, yellow-bellied prinia. You'll see kaku from time to time. Come in the early morning, I think you will not be disappointed. And just to get a context, so this is the road that goes all the way, almost like maybe a kilometer or kilometer and a half. Time to time you have to walk out because the road will be blocked, like this place. You have to go out, take the service road, and then come back again. Now walking through the service road, this is the area where we used to see Jacobean cuckoo or pied cuckoo in the late monsoon in the past, because you will see a lot of caterpillars on these thorny trees. As you can see that this is for the commercial court. Maybe another 3 years we'll probably have it. So let's enjoy what we have for the timing. It's an interesting place because you will not see any water at this point in time. But I have seen water leaking from this pipeline most of the time. So naturally the habitat behind is always wet. So when you go past this area, you can actually park your car or bike here and spend some time here. If you see something, because even if the peak summer, there will be a decent amount of water on the bed. The experienced birders in Rajarhat will hear the name of the electric office. So that's the building, and this is also an area which is very rich. In fact, probably most of the raptors I've seen, I found it in this particular area. So we're going to enter from this place. With the right hand side, the electric office, and you see that building which is being constructed for several years. This is an area which has given me probably the most surprising species. I've seen redneck falcon, peregrine falcon, marsh harrier, booted eagle, pied harrier. I've seen gargany here, ferruginous dark, which recently got published in TOI. My image was there. Northern shoveler, whatnot. I've got several surprises, especially during February to April. If it rains heavily, this area goes below water, shallow water, but below. The grass goes below the water, and that's where we see a lot of waders coming in. So if you are here, come in. For the raptors, the best time I found out is between say 8 to 10 o'clock. And you see the far, there are large trees. They kind of take off from there. So watch out from that side. And during the passage migration time, so September to November or late February to April, you will find a lot of unknown things that you have not expected here. So this is another area to access that. In fact, you can go closer to the water body, and I would suggest that come in with a gumboot, because some of the areas are a little below water. Walk all the way. You can see the fence, blue fence. You can go all the way up, especially in the early morning. That way sun will be behind you and you will be able to get good pictures. Be mindful about snake. This area is full of snakes. The other side of the road, and this area has a little bit of a higher visibility. You can actually cross and go to the other side, not from here, but if you go all the way up at the end, there is a way we can enter. But again, have a gumboot and be ready if you see a snake. This is a nice habitat. You can access this place only during late winter. Otherwise, it is below water. Almost at the end of the area. So this is the tea stall. You will hear the name that let's meet at tea stall. This is the tea stall. Behind the scene, you will see a lot of construction going on. This area used to be again a very rich habitat, but we have lost it. But the trees in the far, you might still find quite a few babblers. People have seen, at least I have seen woolly neck stock here. And this tea stall opens very early in the morning, and saved us for a lot of headache over the time. So if you take this road, it all goes into village type of setup, and you will see a lot of tall trees. Now in the typical Rajarhat, you don't see those fruit trees. So the bird baits and all I've seen in this area only. Hope you found the video helpful. Do come to Rajarhat and enjoy its birds. Please like and subscribe and share so that I can reach out to a larger audience. Thanks.